Today we're going to start focusing on solving similar figures, and ultimately all of the solving we have left is going to come down to setting up a proportion. One thing they can give you is a scale factor. We know scale factors go from left to right unless we're told otherwise. So I like to take my scale factor numbers, which in this case are 2 and 3. 2 goes on the left, 3 goes on the right, and there's our fractions. So I'm going to solve 2 over 42 equals 3 over x. Okay, so 2x equals 126. Divide by 2. X should equal 61. Nope, sorry, 63. That's what I get for mental math. So 63. We can do the same thing on this next problem. Again, I always label my numbers up above. You could label them both below. Just make sure you're consistent. So I put them both above the information given in the picture. So I would be solving 6 over x equals 5 over 28. Okay, so 5x equals, let's see, 28 times 6. I think 168. Divide, and I get 33.6, or 168 over 5, whichever you feel like typing in. The other information you could be given is your similarity statement. That's the best option. If they give you that, automatically just start matching stuff up. So remember, if we have A, B, C going with D, E, F, then I can see that A, B should compare to D, E. B, C should compare to E, F. And then A, C should compare to DF. We're just matching up what's in the same spots. The nice thing is that now I just have to fill in the blanks. So I'm going to look at my picture and I'm going to say, okay, AB. Okay, well, here's AB. It's 25. DE. Okay, here's DE. It's X. BC is 20, EF is 28, and then AC and DF aren't there, so I can just kind of get rid of them. So I'm really just solving 25 over X equals 20 over 28. So that'll give me 20x equals 700. Divide, and we get 35. I can take the same approach on this one since they gave me my similarity statement, which is awesome. I can see that JK, KL, JL should go with NM, ML, and NL. And then I don't care how messy that picture is. I'm just going to start labeling stuff. Okay, JK is 40, and I just circle it once I've used it so I know I can ignore that number. NM is 16. KL is X. ML is 14, JL is 45, and NL is Y. The next thing I do is I find the fraction with only numbers. In this case, that's going to be this 40 over 16. I want to use that in all my solving because I know 40 over 16 is an accurate comparison because it was given to me. Okay, so I'm going to be doing 40 over 16 equals x over 14, right? X over 14. And I'm going to be doing 40 over 16 equals 45 over y. Okay, so this setup. So I do two separate problems. I'm going to do an x problem using the 40 over 16 and a y problem using the 40 over 16. Then I'm just solving. 16x equals 560. I divide, and let's see, what do I get? 16 goes into 6. This is 35 for x. And then I'll do my y problem. Again, I'm using the 40 over 16 because I don't want to base my y answer on a possible wrong x answer. So I have 40y equals, I'm trying to remember, let me do some quick math. 45, 16, 3, 270, 0 equals 720. So then y is 18, I believe. I think 18. Sorry if these are wrong. I'm literally doing some mental math here. I'm going to let you try this one on your own. The only thing I will say, make sure if you see a group that you put parentheses around it. Okay, so that when you set it up for your cross multiplying, you already have parentheses around your group. This problem is a perfect example of why using our similarity statement can make things easier. If I don't, then I need to actually redraw my picture. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to set up my statement. AB, BC, and AC. AD, DE. I always just go in order. Just makes things easier. And then I'm just going to find all those pieces. So from A all the way over to B. So A all the way over to B is actually 28. So I'll make sure I use that whole value. AD is 20. BC is that 2x plus 3. So again, make sure you group that. And DE is 15. And then I don't need this last one. So I have 28 over 20 equals 2x plus 3 over 15. When I cross multiply, that gives me 20 times 2x plus 3 equals 28 times 15. Big thing here, make sure you distribute the 20 to everything. So 40x plus 60 should equal, let me do some quick math again. Okay, 0, 4, 14, 0. So 420. Okay, subtract your 60. You have 40x equals 360. Divide, and you get 9. See? So if you don't have a calculator, you can always go back to elementary school multiplication. This one I'm just going to get set up with you. Again, we have that statement. Whoops. We have that statement. So MN, NP, MP across the top, QR, RP, and QP across the bottom. We're just going to fill it in like always. So MN we don't have, and QR we don't have, so I'll get rid of it. NP is x plus 8. RP is 3x minus 9. Notice again, I keep both of those in parentheses. MP is 24. QP is 28. This is a perfect example of why using the statement can make things easier. Okay, otherwise stuff like crisscrosses and just doesn't make as much sense. So we would be solving x plus 8 over 3x minus 9 equals 24 over 28. When you cross multiply, whatever number is like the normal number, put it in front. So like 24 times 3x minus 9 equals 28 times x plus 8. It just makes it easier for distributing and whatnot. Okay, I'm not going to solve this one in full, but you would solve it and get whatever you get for x. The other topic we're covering today is applications of similarity, which is for the most part really just word problems. We will look at one example of applying an extended ratio, but the rest will be word problems. Okay, so this is the example of applying an extended ratio. Okay, I can't do 2x plus 9x plus 10x because I don't have a total. But they did tell me where each number goes. So they told me that 2 goes with DG. So I'll put a 2 there. Notice I'm going to put all my numbers above. 9 goes with GH. And then 10 goes with DH. So I'll put 10. All of them I put above. Okay, so we labeled the numbers on the picture. We're going to choose the fraction that has only numbers. Okay. So in this case, that's this 9 over 81. And then our third step, since both other sides use x, choose whichever's easiest. I'm putting choose whatever you want. Honestly, I would just pick what's easiest, which in this case, if I get to choose, I'm picking 2 over 3x. That looks easier to work with. So all I have to do is 9 over 81 equals 2 over 3x. I don't need to use that other side because it's still just x. Okay, so I have 27x equals 162. When I divide, I get 6. So x is 6. All the rest of these are going to be word problems or real life problems. They can set up a number of ways. Personally, I recommend comparing the same parts to each other. So I would look at this picture and I would say, okay, the Statue of Liberty is up and down. The girl is up and down. So I'll put the 6 there. Here's her shadow. Here's the girl's shadow. So I'll put the 3 there. So I would do x over 6 equals 75 over 3. Is that the only possibility? No. Is it one possibility? Yes. Regardless of what method you use, you should get 3x equals, let's see, I think 450. And when you solve and divide, you get x is 150. Okay. This one is very similar. So h could compare to 15 and 10 could compare to 25. So h over 15 equals 10 over 25. I'll let you guys do the solving on that one. Okay. This one, they didn't give me a picture, so I'm going to have to draw it. Okay, so Connor wants to find the height of a tree, so I guess I'm drawing a tree. Okay, so tree. Lovely. And he wants to find the height of it. He walks 25 feet along the shadow. So he was next to it. He walks. And then at some point he stops walking because his shadow lines up with the tree's shadow. So here's Connor's shadow. And then it's lining up with the tree's shadow, okay? Shadows are always on the ground. So if you think about it, here's the shadow. I'll shade it in so it's shadowy. Okay. He walked 25 feet until he stopped walking. He's 6 feet tall. Okay, so this value is 6. And his shadow is 9 feet. I want to know how tall the tree is. So I'm going to use h for height. To simplify this picture so you can see what's going on, we have the tree's height, we have Connor's height, we have tree to Connor, which is 25, and Connor to the end point of the shadow, which is 9. Okay, that's kind of what's going on here. Okay. Because these triangles are overlapping, you would definitely want to make sure you kind of compare them separately. So here's Connor. Let me erase that. Here's Connor, 6 and 9. That's Connor's information. And this is the tree's information. The tree is h feet tall. From the tree all the way to the end of the shadow, if I add those, that's 34. So I would want to use a setup like h over 6. Okay, h over 6 equals 34 over 9. And then we would cross multiply and solve. But that's what the setup would look like. Okay. On this one, again, no picture. So Angel is standing next to his house and measuring each of their shadows. It doesn't say anything about him walking along the house's shadow, so I can actually draw these separately. Okay, so maybe this is his house, and his house's shadow, always on the ground. And then here's Angel and his shadow. Angel's shadow is 8 feet long. So 8. The house's shadow is 48 feet long. So 48. Angel is 6 feet tall. I want to know how tall the height of the house is. So again, I can do h over 6 equals 48 over 8. If you're wondering how I got that, height to height, shadow to shadow. And again, you would cross multiply and solve. This one, they at least gave us a picture. Okay. Carla's trying to measure the height of a nearby flagpole using a mirror. Okay, I can tell you this is the mirror between Carla and the flagpole. The mirror is 6 feet away from the flagpole. Whenever we talk distance, we mean like straight to the base of it. So this is 6 feet. And it's 2 feet from Carla. Okay, so 2 feet. The height to Carla's eyes is 4.5. I want to know how tall the flagpole is, so I'll use H for height. Okay, so to simplify this one, we have 4.5, 2, H, 6. Okay, and we kind of have these two triangles. You have a few options. I could do height is 4.5, compares to height, which is H, shadow to shadow. Some of you might also have noticed you could go 4.5 over 2. So her height to her shadow, flagpole's height to flagpole's shadow. Either way, whichever one you do, when you cross multiply, you get 2H equals 27, I believe. So H is like 13.5, I think. I think it's 13.5. Okay. Another one, we have a flagpole 3 meters tall, shadow 5 meters long. Nearby building, 62 meters long. I want to know how tall the building is. Well, just keep going. 3 over H, 5 over 62. I like to just move the labels. And then we would solve. Last but not least, this first sentence is just misleading. It's wrong. I changed the problem. Sorry. So I'm trying to figure out how far Mary is from the tree. So I want to know from Mary to the tree. So that's going to be my X. So she's standing X feet away from a tree that's 22 feet tall. So the tree is 22 feet tall. The distance between the tree and the building is 150. So this piece here is 150. The building is 68. If I think about what I said earlier, where I really need to separate these out, okay? I have the building setup going, and then I have kind of that tree setup going. Okay, the smaller triangle is this 22 over X. The bigger triangle is this 68 and then this whole side. That whole side is represented by 150 plus X. Okay, so when I go to compare these, 68 is going to compare with 22. The same way 150 plus X compares with X. So 68 over 22, 150 plus X over X. And I'd be able to cross multiply and solve. And that's it. So if your triangles are overlapping, make sure you separate them and add anything you need for the bigger triangle. Have a great day.